YouTube, what's going on YouTube? What is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, it's your guy one more time, DEDRICKHICKSJR, and now I'm back with another fragrance video. Smell good family. Hopefully everyone is doing well, doing great, doing fantastic. And as always, man, it's positive energy, it's positive vibes, and most importantly, it is positive vibes only. All right, so we're back, Smell Good family, to do my favorite video that I love to do each and every week, and that is the weekly rotation video. Very busy week. A lot going on this week. I celebrated a birthday this past week, getting ready for Mother's Day as well this past week. At the recording of this, it is Mother's Day, so happy belated Mother's Day to all the wonderful mothers who watch this channel. All right, so hopefully everyone had a great Mother's Day. All right, so we're gonna jump into it. We had a banger of a week, a lot of compliments this week. I know a lot of y'all watch content, fragrance content, to see where your next compliment could possibly come from. I won't get into the compliment conversation, but these fragrances alone cannot help you get compliments, but we can tap into that later. All right, so this is 166, week 166. We're gonna talk about every fragrance that I wore during the week of my birthday week. All right, so let's go ahead and tap in on Sunday. The hits just keep on coming from the house of Yeoman Lale. And my goodness, is this this is an incredible take on one of the more popular fragrances that are out there. On Sunday from the house of Yeoman Lale, we went with Limitless. Limitless from the house of Yeoman Lale. This is a beautifully well done take on Mind Games Blockade. Fantastic, just simply fantastic. Ripe, fruity mango. You get a little bit of fresh spicy tones in there, a little bit of musk, a little bit of woods. Just an overall exceptional mango fragrance. One of my favorite mango fragrances. I like bold mango fragrances versus just your, ultra fruity and sweet mango. That's just me. And this one has a lot to be proud of. Yeoman Lale should be proud of their efforts in this. The quality is amazing. You get an extrait de parfum concentration. In my experience, this performs a bit better than Blockade. All right, not by that much more, but it performs better than Blockade. All right, Blockade is a great fragrance. I'll never recommend a clone over the original or an inspired take over the original, but I gotta keep it a buck, man. The performance on this was noticeably more advanced through Limitless than Blockade. Great DNA, Yeoman Lale in the 90th percentile, very close. Really good stuff on a very warm summer day, spring day that felt like summer. On Sunday to kick off the week, we went with Limitless from Yeoman Lale, their take on Mind Games Blockade. All right, speaking of Mind Games, it was a Mind Games kind of week, looked like. I'm just noticing that. But back to the office. It was my final week in, where I spent the last 4 years of my career. I'm moving on to a different opportunity, more responsibility. So this week, man, I just want to go out, just want to go out with a bang, man. And I did. From the house of Mind Games on Tuesday, we went with Gambit. Gambit on Tuesday from the house of Mind Games. I love this stuff. This is my most worn fragrance from the house. It is masculine. It is bold. It is boom. It's woodsy. It's clean. It's fresh. It's spicy. Beautiful, man. The patchouli and the petitgrain are the two featured notes with this fragrance, man, but it offers so much more. I heard someone say to put you in the mindset of Dior Sauvage Elixir. Absolutely. Are they the same? Absolutely not, but they will remind you of each other. I used the example in the previous content where take Mancera Drop Boise. People say, Creed Aventus. It does what Creed Aventus does, but they do not smell the same. That's kind of how this is with Gambit. Gambit and Dior Sauvage Elixir do the same things, but they do smell different to my nose. And this is an absolute great fragrance, great performance. I was complimented by one of my good buddies as I was passing through. And he said, man, what are you wearing? Like, I feel like I've smelled that on you before. And, we talked for a little bit, told him what it was. When he saw the price of it, he was like, oh, I'm gonna go this way. So, and I get it for sure. But Gambit is one of those office greats. Very masculine, very good stuff, man. One of my absolute favorite DNAs. On Tuesday, Monday? On Monday, from the house of Mind Games, we went with a Gambit. Gamut is awesome, man. My most worn mind games in my collection for sure. On Tuesday, woke up just in the mood of a rose oud combination. I've really been, tapping into rose ouds over the past couple of weeks. You've been seeing those those types of fragrances in the weekly rotations over the past few weeks. And here we are with probably my favorite in my collection. Probably my favorite. From the house of Maison Dabo, we're talking Rebirth. Rebirth, man, is outstanding. I love the composition of this fragrance. Of course, you get the beautiful rose, get the very mysterious, pronounced oud here. The blend is great. The rose here is a little bit powdery, slightly jammy, very attractive rose, while the oud is definitely pronounced. It is not stinky, it is not funky. It comes off as a darker wood presence in this fragrance, but the blend is outstanding. You got to be a lover of the two to appreciate it. This is not going to be for everybody, but I will say how this could be for those like an entranceway to rose oud fragrances. How this could be that fragrance is in the base of this, there's a vanilla and there's an amber that's very present in the base of this fragrance that really rises up and really does a phenomenal job with what it adds to the fragrance. That right amount of sweetness, the lavender freshness in here is very resounding in the fragrance. Great blend. This is my favorite from Maison Dabo. This is my personal favorite. It is fantastic. All my rose oud lovers, you want to get your nose on this. You want to get your nose on this, trust me. But if you're sitting on the fence, so you got you sitting on your hands, you're not really sure about a rose oud combo, and you're asking where do you start, I think this could be a place where you can start. The quality is A1, but that profile, the composition of this fragrance is outstanding. On Tuesday, to the office, this performed like a champion, complimented a few times throughout the day as I was maneuvering through my building. And it's just, I love this fragrance, man. And you can wear it year round too. It's fresh enough where you can wear year round. A rose oud year round, yeah, you really could. Even in very warm weather, you could definitely pull this off because that freshness is a fresh rose oud combination here. That lavender really plays a trick there as well. Maison Dabo, Rebirth on Tuesday. One of those ones, beast of a performer. This stuff is amazing, all right? Up next, the hits just keep on coming in, all right? On Wednesday, just was in the mood for it, all right? It's one of the more popular fragrances in the community. It has been, and it will be, and it's kind of got like a resurgence going on in people's content that I see. More of this fragrance is starting to pop up, and rightfully so, it should. From the house of Decant, we're talking the great Blue Talisman. Lord have mercy. Blue Talisman on Wednesday. Pear, orange, Akigala wood, ginger. Oh my God, it is just great. I've said it once, I'll say it again. This fragrance is not groundbreaking. Oh my God, you've never smelled nothing like this. No, that's not what this fragrance is. This is one of the most well-balanced, composed blue fragrances that you will ever smell. Quality ingredients. The pear, orange, Akigala wood combo is outstanding, versatile, everyday wear. Wherever you want to wear this, you can. The quality is just what sets it apart. It does. It is a top 10 in my collection because of just the simple things that it does great. The simple things that it does great. This is outstanding. The two greatest blues I've ever smelled, Blue Talisman and Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Those are 1 and 2, and we could talk about the conversation. We got that conversation later, but outstanding stuff. Beast of a performer. Believe it or not, this was the second most complimented fragrance of the week. We'll get to what was the first in just a second, but it's a staple in my collection. A lot of you guys appreciate it. I know there are clones and inspired takes of this fragrance out there, and I smelled a couple of them, and they're good, but ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. Get your nose on it, sample it for yourself, and we can go on and on. But on Wednesday, just a banger. From the house of Ex Nihilo Petit, we're talking Blue Talisman. Blue Talisman, outstanding fragrance, man. Outstanding. All right. Up next Thursday, May the 8th, it was my birthday, and it was a great day, man. Went to breakfast with my wife. Did a little shopping, moving around, saw family, had a great dinner. Just very blessed and fortunate to still be alive, celebrate 41 years of living on this earth. I don't take it for granted. Just so many things happen day to day in the world. But the main blessing is still being here, still being around, and I don't take that for granted. And I walked around on my birthday wearing this beauty. This is a 10 out of 10, and every man who is into fragrances should get their nose on this. Or better yet, probably have a bottle at some point. It's crazy expensive, and I paid that price, but I love this stuff. From the house of Roger Duff, we have Burlington 1819. My Lord. One of the more classier citrus fragrances you'll ever get your nose on. A beautiful citrus blend with cinnamon and booze and tobacco. Oh my God, there's this overhaul of muskiness with this fragrance. Some people says it gives off like a little bit of a BO vibe. I get it, but I don't get that. I get why they say that, but I don't get that off of my skin and off of my clothing. This is just one of those ones, man. This is very special. It's very good. Great performance, rich, dense, full of body in this fragrance. It's outstanding, and wearing this on my birthday, I enjoyed smelling myself, especially at breakfast. Just kind of sitting in the booth that I was turning, moving around. The fragrance is just kind of doing its thing. And this is just a certified banger, classic, 10 out of 10 for me. It just doesn't get better, much better than this. Doesn't get much better than this. On my birthday, celebrating 41 years, Roger Dove's Burlington 1819. Absolutely. Banger for sure. All right. Up next on Friday, took the rest of the week off, had to do some things, get ready for Mother's Day, get my car, get some maintenance on my car and things of that nature. And this is like the third time. So when I go to my dealership and I get my maintenance on my car, the last couple of times I have been hit with compliments. The last time was Charonsville from Argos, Charonsville from Argos. That was the last time I had my car service, and the conversations were pretty good about Charonsville. But this one right here, I was complimented 4 times in the dealership. From the person who checked me in, to the serviceman at the counter, maneuvering through my seat, and then the gentleman who was trying to sell me a car. From the house of Miss Bessos, we have a wondrous, I was calling this a wondrous flight, but this is a wondrous flight from Miss Bessos. Miss Bessos. This is a lovely combination to my nose of that Bulgarian Tiger, and that Louis Vuitton's Lemensity DNA just jumbled up into one. This is outstanding. Beautiful, tart, bright, sparkly citrus here. You get some ginger. The pink pepper gives it just the right amount of like this sweet, spicy texture with the citrus, which is beautiful. It is beautiful what it does. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure if it's an amber or vanilla in here, but I get this, or it could just be the pink pepper, that sweetness that just kind of stays with the fragrance. Like that citrus sweet combo, which I love in a fragrance. It stays with it throughout the life of this fragrance. It is pronounced. It is a crazy performer. This is a straight to parfum concentration. For a while, I think last summer, there was a lot of hype around this fragrance, and I wanted to try it. I wanted to see what it was all about, but I never got a chance to. But thanks to my friends over at Max Aroma, they allowed for that to happen and sent this bottle my way. And boy, oh boy, this is a banger for the summer. Very versatile for summer as well, just throughout the warmer months period. But if you like that Lemensity, Tigerish type of vibe, then you're gonna absolutely love this. There's tons and tons of fragrances that have that DNA, but this is one of the best that I've ever smelled. And you can get you a sample on Max Aroma. Use Dedrick 10 to save you some money on that. But this is beautiful. 4 compliments in the dealership. Wife complimented me as well as I was walking out the door to go to the dealership. So the most complimented fragrance of the week. And I was chilling. Had on some shorts, t-shirt, ball cap, and some sneakers, and just kind of was moving around, handling business throughout the day. And boy, was this a treat. This stuff is good, man. Real good. From the house of Miss Bessos, we have a wondrous flight. Somebody let me know. If I am butchering that Wondros word, I'm sure y'all will. All right, and last but not least, on Saturday, still the same thing. My wife threw me like a little surprise get together to celebrate my promotion at my job, and it was really, really cool to have my family. My best friend was here as well. Just had a really good time, and just very thankful for her, just being having that kind of energy for me, being thoughtful and putting that together was really, really cool. But before that, I was out and about getting ready for Mother's Day. All right, for my mom, my wife, and can never repay what mothers do. It's impossible. No amount of money or no amount of material things could ever pay back moms for what they do. And I tried though. I tried. And what was my fragrance of the day? As I was moving around, this is one of the most mature citrus fragrances in my collection. From the House of Mind Games, we're talking Very. Very from the House of Mind Games. Boy, oh boy. Beautiful, sparkly, rich citron in the open of this fragrance, man. Juicy citrus lemon in the top here. It's accompanied by some red currant that gives it this additional tartness to the citrus. You get some musk, you get some woods. There's a bit of a leather that shows up in this fragrance. It's not a boom of leather. It's not a boom, but it's a bit of a leather that shows up in the mid to the dry down of this fragrance. There's a beautiful kind of watery floral presence with this fragrance as well. A lot going on here. For a simplistic profile, really built off that citron and built off that musk, which I love the opening of this. I love the dry down of this. This is one of the most underrated fragrances in the Mind Games collection. You see barely any conversations about Very, and I don't understand it. So especially for this time of year, I like to call this a mature citrus. It's not just going to be just a fresh cut lemon and musk. No. You're going to get layers to this. You're going to get some things that peel back from your wearing experience of Very. This stuff is awesome. Great performer, man. For a citrus fragrance that does have some oomph to it that you get from the woods and the leather in this fragrance, the florals, but that citron is amazing in the opening, and the performance of this thing is above average for a citrus fragrance for sure. And I really enjoyed the wearing of this fragrance. Got one compliment leaving out of my local, what was it, Dillard's? Best Buy. It was Best Buy. I had purchased my wife something that she wanted, something that she wanted out of Best Buy for Mother's Day. And as I was walking out, the lady who was checking receipts and all that, she was like, "Oh, it smells good." I said, "Thank you, appreciate it." And I just walked out to my car. But great fragrance here, underrated, underappreciated maybe, from the House of Mind Games to close out the week. Talking Very. Very, if we can get that to focus, come on, Very. There we go. All right, so that was my fragrance rotation of the week. But what was yours? What did you guys wear? What was great? What was not great? What was rediscovered? What was a sample? What did you guys do for your fragrance choices of the week? I want to know. Drop them down below. Y'all know I love to read those. If you have time, put it down, your rotations in the comments, and look forward to seeing what you guys were wearing throughout the week. All right, so I appreciate all the birthday love and wishes from you guys. It's very, very dope, man, that y'all took the time to reach out to your boy. Salute to y'all on that. I appreciate y'all for sure. All right, and again, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Hopefully you guys had a fantastic day. All right, so until next time, be cool, be safe, take care of yourselves. As always, it's positive energy, it's positive vibes. It's always it's positive vibes only. All right, so spike it up, spike it down, spike that thing all around. And remember, what you put onto this world in any capacity is what you'll most likely get back. Peace, y'all. Till next time, spike.